And so to kick things off, to maybe set the scene a little bit, I'd like to introduce our session today with a little video. So if we could please roll the tape. Well, if that isn't a way to set the scene, I don't know what is. I have to thank very much our friends at Out There Media, who through their energy and their enthusiasm have partnered with the UN and the World Economic Forum to try to engage the broader population in the 17 development goals. For those of you who aren't particularly familiar with those 17 goals really try to identify the world's biggest environmental and social challenges. And key in those goals is number 17, which is all about partnership. And I think that speaks to the underpinning of today. Partnership in the sense of collaborating with various actors who are mission-driven and mission-aligned, and collaborating across financial services with players, again, who are like-minded, and partnering with you, our clients, to figure out how do we put our capital to work in a very purposeful way. So Credit Suisse, many of you who are our clients and have been for a while will know that we have something called the Credit Suisse Super Trends. And these have been developed by our Chief Investment Office. And these are a team of research analysts who try to identify the big themes that are going to change economies and markets over the coming decades. And you can see the 6 of these super trends outlined here on the slide. But what we have done in my team, in the sustainability team, is try to map the UN Sustainable Development Goals against those key super trends. And the newest and most profound of which is almost impossible to ignore, is climate change.
I just wanted to talk a bit about the financial aspect of shareholder engagement. If a shareholder uses its power or influence to encourage companies to be more sustainable, what are the financial implications? Well, the great news is that the evidence around the financial returns associated with shareholder engagement on sustainability issues is really positive. The graph on the slide is from Elroy Dimson, a professor from London Business School, who looked at 10 years of data of shareholder engagement, where shareholders encourage companies to improve their sustainability profiles. And the result is, when the engagement is successful, there is subsequent outperformance of the company. Now, why might that be? The reason is that the shareholders are picking issues where there is a really good business case. So it's almost like the shareholders are being free consultants and are helping companies identify areas or blind spots that the companies may not be taking seriously enough, but the investors can actually contribute and add value. And when the companies are persuaded and agree that that is something they want to do, then that tends to be followed by financial outperformance. So this strategy is very much about delivering both sustainability outcomes through the use of shareholder engagement, plus financial outperformance as well. So let me turn to Casey. Casey, would you like to tell us a little bit more about this strategy and how you can deliver both financial outperformance and real impact for the oceans?
Yeah, thank you, James. As was mentioned before, I'm Casey Clark, Global Head of ESG at Rockefeller Capital Management and co-PM on this strategy. I work alongside my fellow co-portfolio manager, Orlando Murillo, who is a real expert in this space. So I'm just going to start, as I always do. If there were three things that anyone could remember about this presentation, it would be this, is that first, this strategy seeks to generate outperformance. Right? Rockefeller launched its first ESG global equity strategy nearly 30 years ago. We have around a decade of blue economy equity experience, and we believe that our experience and track records will help us accomplish that goal of outperformance. The second thing is what James touched on, is that we have over 30 years of experience interacting and engaging with firms on sustainability issues. And let me just define engagement for a moment. I know many of you know this, but if you own an equity, you own a portion of that firm. And if you own enough of that firm, you have the right to engage in direct dialogue. And we've just seen a profound shift in the shareholder engagement landscape, with a record number of investors coalescing together to engage with firms on sustainability issues such as ocean health. So what we love about this strategy is that it blends the core competencies of blue economy investing with shareholder engagement, in our pursuit of both alpha and positive outcomes. Now, the third main message is that we believe we're at the center of what could be one of the world's largest ocean-related networks, as you can see here, through our partnership with Credit Suisse, our relationship with the Rockefeller family, and the Ocean Foundation and other world leaders.
What a pleasure. Merci à tout le monde. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me a little bit of time on this platform. My name is Fabien Cousteau. I have been an ocean addict for many years, but I wanted to mention something before I start that was my best inheritance. My grandfather passed on to me a philosophy, which is people protect what they love what they understand, and they understand what they're taught.
I also want to give a shout out again to Out There Media on their 17 Numbers campaign, and how they are using the power of mobile telephony to allow even people who are in the remotest parts of the world with the simplest phone to pick an SDG that speaks to them that they can engage in. So I'm going to leave you with a couple of numbers, because to our audience, this is a very sophisticated crowd of people who think in lots of zeros. So Fabian, I'm going to reference you underwater in the last mission, 34 billion impressions. Casey, looking after the very young Ocean Engagement Fund, you are above 300 million in capital that has been mobilized to help preserve and conserve and engage on the ocean. And our friends at Out There Media have had over 1 billion people engaged with their mobile campaign on 17 little numbers that can change the world.